defense matched up today with Tennessee?
I think we did a lot of good things. First time going against another scheme, another look, another different personnel, different receivers. So it's always good to get that exposure. I thought we held up really well. We definitely got some things to clean up. We got a couple more weeks of camp before we get it rolling, so we got time to do it. We just got to be focused on it.
So ready to peel off and get an interception. You've been in that situation before. What does that say about just his versatility there?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it. Versatility is the word. He's a great pass rusher, obviously, but there's a lot that he brings to the game in a lot of different ways, a lot of different levels. So, playmakers just tend to make plays. It just works out that way, and so I was happy to see it, but I wasn't too surprised.
One of these few days, Baker said he still likes the rush, even though he's not going to play on Saturday. Just going up against somebody else and then walking into a stadium Saturday with officials and fans, and just having that experience.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, getting another look here in practice is invaluable because you go against the same team, same personnel. You can kind of get used to it, and it's good. Every week you play somebody different. So, and then getting used to that game day environment is part of getting ready for the season. It's been a while since we've been in that environment, obviously since last year. So, getting in and getting the pregame routine down, getting those butterflies again and everything is huge for getting us ready for the season.
Anything else?
When you go against another team, I mean, what are you specifically looking to do? Because you're out here against the same guys all the time. You've been in many games before, but what part of this does this fall into the whole getting ready for the season?
I think the biggest thing is just being able to adjust on the fly. For me specifically, it's every tackle sets a little bit different. They got a little different punch or whatever. Being able to adjust to that on the fly and work my stuff and make it fit to what he's doing. And that's kind of the thing. And, you can go across the board with receivers and how they stem routes and stuff like that. It's part of the season when you week in and week out play somebody different. You got to be able to adjust and counter what other people do, and then they don't always play exactly the same.
They've added some defensive backs and some coverage guys. You got Sabasi back. Do you feel that little extra tick of time maybe to get to the quarterback if the coverage is a little tighter?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of guys breaking on the ball in the secondary. It's been awesome. They've been flying around, sticking to their coverage and making plays on the ball all camp. It's been amazing to see, and like you said, it gives you a little more confidence as a pass rusher. Like you said, sometimes that extra tick is all you need. So to know they're back there working is awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
A better feel, if at all, against the Titans, kind of where your defense is at today, and where is that, by the way?
Yeah, 100%. I think it was a great opportunity for us, just to see another offense, another scheme. They're much different than our offense. They got us on a couple plays today that we want to look over. So it's just good, competing against another team and seeing other looks.
Was mentioned earlier in this camp that you were the unsung hero last year at points, and that he also said he's already made the team based on the way that you played this camp. Does it feel to hear that, but also what are some of the things that you're working on to really hone your craft to
I mean, it's always good to hear, your coach speak highly of you. It never was my goal to make this team. I want to make an impact on this team. So just adding, more motivation for me, for this upcoming season. Last season, a lot of things went down. So just staying ready for whatever moment comes to me.
You've seen on the opposite side of the ball with Rizard's offense. Anything crazy different? Or
The Titans?
our
offense?
Rizard. Yes.
I would say they just have a lot of talent. You talking about the Bucs, right? Yeah, we have so much talent. Just it's so much to look at. Guys like Bucky. You add a Mecca in there with Mike and Chris. It's so much eye candy with a lot of movement going on. So they challenge us every day. Just keeping discipline in our calls, whether we change it or not. They do a really good job over there.
With the draft picks at corner and Ike being able to play safety, and you can play safety. The versatility is there. What do you make of your room now with some of the additions that they've made that you guys have?
I mean, it's a busy room. It's a lot of guys doing a lot of stuff. So just having the mental capacity to be able to contain it all and just being able to make decisions in short times, short period of times, and things happen fast on the field. So, just having guys, be able to communicate and play multiple positions is big for us.
I don't know if we actually yesterday we heard from Stan Shepard, and he said that you're one to chirp and talk quite a bit with him. Y'all had some battles as well. What do you got to say about that? And how's it been going against him?
I love Shep. Yeah, I love Shep. I told him yesterday. I commended him. How tough he's been out here. I didn't know he was older than Mike. Mike told me that yesterday at practice. So I commended him. How much he competes with me, fights with me. I'm just trying to make him better. As he goes on, he's trying to make me better. So we compete. We chirp a lot, but that's what we are.
And as an undrafted free agent from Rutgers, and J.J. Robertson, another undrafted free agent from Marshall, has been really turn some heads here at practice.
Yeah.
Have you given them any advice or some other UDFAs even outside of that about that kind of experience that you went through and how you went from being a UDFA to contributing in a big way for this team in multiple areas in the years you played there?
Yeah, I was just talking to him yesterday actually in a walkthrough, just telling him how important it is, the role he's doing to be able to play multiple positions. He didn't know coming in if he's going to be playing nickel as well as safety. So like I told him, he's doing a great job. Just being able to process. That's the most important thing, be able to process the plays, process things happening fast. I just told him he's doing a great job. Just kept encouraging him.
But what did you think of Ward, the number one draft pick, the quarterback there?
I like him. I like him a lot. I like his game. It's very different. It's unique than you usually see. It's very laissez-faire, very just relaxed. He makes some really good throws down the middle of the field. Just strong arm, quick release. So yeah. So definitely a bright future for that.
How do you feel like your communication was today going against a different team?
Oh, it was good. Yeah, it was good. I think it was good communication. Like I said, they showed some things that we haven't seen before, as far as movement. So, like I said, we definitely made some mistakes, things we could definitely clean up. But for the most part, I think it was good. Yeah.
What kind of advice have you given or will you give to some of the rookies that are going to do something for the very first time Saturday at Ray J? You've done it a few times now.
Yeah.
Butterflies, excitement, a lot on the line for the guys.
1,000%. Yeah, I just told them, just be in shape. They're gonna run a lot. A lot of guys aren't gonna play. I may play a quarter or a half, so they're gonna play the rest of the game, whether it's special teams and defense or both. So I just told them stay in shape. Stay focused. Just go out there and put good film out there.
Anything else? In what ways do you think your game has grown the most since you came to the Bucs?
I think I became more of a mentally sharp player. Just focusing on my techniques. Being able, like I said, be versatile, playing different positions, being able to disguise. I think that's the biggest for me this offseason, disguising. I think it'll make so much the difference is making more plays and leaving plays out there and enforcing more tackles. I need to make better tackles. I missed a lot of tackles last season. That's been an emphasis for me this offseason, so tackling for sure.